Hey everyone, this is Vishak here, and welcome to the first video, time management. I know that's a pretty ferocious picture if you ask me, right? And the title is a little weird now. You might ask, like, what is this all about? Why so much violence, right? So I'll tell you, there are two kinds of people. One who lives this life on offense mode, and another one who lives life in defense mode. So majority of the society lives on defense. Defense meaning they would do whatever they are doing with whatever the practices and whatever the belief system that's been installed or indoctrinated in them, and they just go on in their life like there is no specific direction, and they go on and on. And when shit hits the fan, then they'll be like, oh my God, now I have to do something about it. That's called as defense. So you're waiting, like you're waiting for something to happen, and then something happened, and now you're taking action, right? So that's a very mediocre thinking. And see, listen, I'll tell you something, okay? So we have these belief system. We have this framework of belief systems from people whom we know, from the experience that we had, from all the elders, younger friends, basically your society, your environment, your society, the people that you surround yourself with, your workplace, your friends, your family, colleagues, everyone, right? So from all of their behaviors, words, all of these things, when you were a child up until this point, you have experiences. So with all of this, like we have this framework of belief system, and now that is going to be our guiding principle for the rest of our life. And the thing is, what I really don't understand is people don't look at the time from the right perspective. And I'm telling you with so much of conviction is because I was there myself. Like I was doing it, like I was behaving, I was acting like I was living forever. Well, that eventually that hit me so hard. Like even I was a person like, go with the flow, it's okay, let it go, right? I mean, just go with the flow. But it hit me so hard at one point where I'm like, no, this is not happening, because I'm losing my life. I have to do something about it, right? I really have to do something about it. So I don't know. I tried doing something, watch a motivational video, and one day I'll be like all pumped up, and then day three, day four just goes back. Again, again, the old habits, the bad habits, again, it'll keep pull me down. And I'll do whatever the shit that I was doing for a while, and then again one day it'll hit me again, and then be like, okay, you know what, this is so bad. I'll watch a motivational video somewhere. I get this motivation, like some sort of dose of motivation, and I do something about it, and then three or fourth day, probably after 1 week or something, again the habits pull me down, right? So so this was like going on for, like, I don't know, maybe 2 3 years, like this same thing. It was just a cycle. It's a vicious downward cycle. It was just pulling me down. No matter what I did, no matter how much I tried, I was just not able to make it, right? So whatever the habits that I'm trying to inculcate, whatever the work that I'm trying to get done, like whatever the task that I want to do. So I still remember, right? I mean, so one thing that was ingrained in me, like one thing that really in my being, is that I can stick, like I can stay consistent with my workouts. And if I had to get onto the diet, I can stay with it. So to me, it is not a big deal. It's not difficult. So if I'm asking you, if you really don't have exposure to consistent long-term dieting, then you'll find yourself like really facing the difficulty of not able to do it. You're not able to diet. You're not able to go through that pain threshold, and it's like that. And to me, it was like it is pretty easy. Not only to me, I mean, people who are in this for a while, it's pretty easy. Not pretty easy, but you do it so many times, you become a part of it. So every time when I go, I have this approach. Every time but just before I hit the gym, I prepare my mind in such a way that I go for war. And I still remember uh, when I used to work in the corporate, what I used to do is I used to go to the restroom. I used to sit, not that I want to use the restroom, but I just go sit there and I blast some music completely all by myself. Like blast something, I'll just do things that, like it just, there's so much of oxygen that gets into the blood. Like I don't scream. Obviously, they'll throw me out if I scream, but it's something that just gets me like hooked. And then you know what? I'm ready to rock now. I don't sit and watch motivational video. I was doing it for a very long time. But the thing is, that's the approach that I used to take every time when I hit the gym. So one day after quitting my corporate, after getting onto the entrepreneurship journey, one thing that pulled me down was my habits, my environment, my people, I mean, whatever. Okay. All the mediocre stuff that, because that was my roots. That's where I'm coming from. So obviously that will pull me down. So one day just click that, why is this? Like, no matter how much I'm trying, no matter how much I'm, trying to change my habits, trying to get a lot of work done, but I know what I have to do, but I'm not able to do it. So all I did was, maybe it's not what I'm doing. It is about what I am, right? So it's really about like what you are. And that completely made an entire shift. So today, if I have to go to the gym, if I have to start working out, I don't have to put in the effort that I put like 10 years ago. In my 20s, I put in so much of work. Today I have to go, and now as I'm recording this video, I have this small injury on my elbow and a little bit on my shoulder. And really didn't go for like 10, 11 months. There's no workout. I'm not been working out, and I'm like getting really fat. But the thing is, I've just been there. Today is the third day or fourth day. And I'll tell you, the physic, the structure is just there. I've not lost it. So that's only in the body. That's very small part of it. It's not really in the body. It's in the mind. In the mind, I already know for the fact that within 30 days, I would be able to get in the shape of whatever I want, like because I can put my mind to it. And that's the exact approach that I take towards my life. Any action that I'm doing, I take the action ruthlessly. So this course is not really about the time management. Time management is for weak people who are, like people, kids. For kids, you have to really teach about time management. You know what? Do this, do that, do this, do that. You're adult. I believe that you are an adult because obviously you have purchased this course, and I want to work with adults, right? So you're an adult. So I should not be the one who's sitting and teaching you about do this and do that. Okay. So we are going to take things to the next level. So right now in this video, I want to set the right mindset and then take things forward from there. Okay. So I want you to completely forget about the time management. No more time management and all that. Like you can't manage your time, and that's not the game that we play here. Okay. We are going to go a little advanced. So tear the heart. What does it mean, tear the heart, right? So we have the black and we have the white. So what does it mean, right? If you see this left hand side, so I'm going to tell you something that's very heartless. It's straight, it's raw, but I want to give it to you raw. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything and just make you feel good. No, I'm here to change your life. So can you see the left side, that particular section? It's nothing there. That's a dark side. Every human being has their dark side. Okay. And there is a white side, there's a light side, there is a bright side. So the combination of these two are the personalities that you have. Okay. So the dark side is exactly where you are, is responsible for where you are in your life. And the white side is exactly what is responsible for where you are in your life. Okay. So white is nothing but someone whom we want to be, like on an everyday basis. on any single waking hour, even during sleep. And the dark side is something that keeps pulling down, like our habits, our environment, our circle, our thinking, all of that nonsense. See, the thing is, we are humans. We are built this way. We are supposed to have the dark side and the white side. And people who take good control of their white side, the bright side, they win in their life. And that's it. That's it. They do not let the dark side come and attack. Now, I'm able to connect with my thing. And I still remember once I was on a diet. So I had this friend of mine. So we both went to this shop, the coffee shop, and we were just standing there. I was on a diet at that point, and I just stepped into it, and that shop was filled with like donuts. And like, see, this is the power of circle if you want to have a circle. And I just looked at the donuts. I mean, donuts is, I'm not a big fan of donuts, but or all the I'm a huge fan of burgers, like burgers anytime, right? And it's just filled, the place is like filled with that. And I just wanted like a black coffee. All I can do is like a black coffee, because after that I'm gonna hit the gym, right? So I was in the diet and I just looked at it, and I was so close just to go for it. It's not the end of the world. But the thing is, I mean, the friend who was with me, she just told me, you know what, let's get out of here, right? Let's just get out of here. And that's the kind of circle that you want to keep. Because my dark side over there at that point is like, it's okay. That voice is so seducing. Just go and take that burger. It's fine. Just go do it. But I'm trying to hold on. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Right. And the girl who was next to me, she's like, you know what? Let's get out of here. I was like, damn, that's nice. That is nice. Thank you. I mean, most people would say, you know what? It's okay. Just go eat. And because even they want to eat. And they'll say, okay, it's okay. Just one burger. Just go eat. I've seen so many people who just want to say the same shit. It's okay. Just go do this one time. So what are we doing over here? What exactly are we doing here? We are feeding the dark side. Okay. We are feeding the dark side, and we are starving the bright side. So when you do this over and over again, what happens with the bright side? The bright side dims, and the dark side is getting darker and darker. And that's why it's really hard for you to let go of your actions, let go of your behavior, let go of your habits. And it's really hard for you to let go of it and then get onto the other side. Okay. So this is your dark side. Okay. And you will need to pay close attention as to when this dark side is coming to your way. And this dark side is your emotional eating, procrastination, watching another Netflix series. You got some shit to fix in your life, right? We all have. But we forget that, and we do things that are like leisure, relaxation. What are we chilling about, right? So I was walking the other day. I was just walking somewhere, and I see like grown men, like, I don't know, I think they are in their 30s or 40s. They're playing cricket. There's nothing wrong with cricket, but the way I see it is like, that's fundamentally flawed, because you got so much of things to do in your life, and that's what you're doing, like cricket, right? And then no whine, they complain. So the thing is, I mean, if everything is perfect in your life, you can do whatever you want. There's nothing wrong in chilling. But I saw that, and that hit me. That just hit me. So, okay, now we can take that as a physical activity. Okay, now that in that way it is good. But think about it. For me, when I have like a really, really important stuff to do and I'm not doing it, and you know what I do? I sit and watch movies. I love movies, especially Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino. These are my favorite, that Martin Scorsese. And I watch this. Sometimes I even watch the same movies, like repeat, not back to back, but I watch the same thing. So I've got so much of important things to do, burning issues that I need to fix in my life that really moves the needle. But instead, I'm sitting and, and it's not just about watching the movie. When I'm watching the movie, 20% my attention will be on the movie. And the remaining 80%, I'll be filled with guilt and regret, saying that, Vishak, what are you doing? Dude, I mean, you gotta get up, bro. You gotta do your shit, man. Like, just get up. Like, get up. And this voice, this sound just grows and grows and grows. Your heart will get, it sinks in that sea of guilt. Like, you got so much of things to do and you're not doing. You're just sitting over here and watching this movie. You've watched this like 1,000 times and you're still watching it, you know? And you feel that time, what is it? Like, what is holding you back? That is nothing but the devil. The devil in your mind, like procrastination. You know what? I'll do this later. I'll start from Monday. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it in the evening. I'll do it later. I'll do it, tomorrow. And you see how miserable life will turn out to be, right? Important things are not being prioritized and not doing the right things at the right time, and instead prioritizing on things like, smoke break, movies, series, not working on things like that's very, very important, right? Instead, like drugs and playing with friends on phone games, um calling, chatting. Well, that's a problem, right? So what are these things? These are nothing but your dark side, your devil is coming and comforting you with all of that. Okay, so this devil, you will not know it when you are doing it. It's so subtle, it is so soft, and it's quiet. You will not even realize. But when you really understand the value of time, then you will see how much years have gone. It just works in a compound. You will not even know that this particular devil is, stealing that time away from you. For what? Immediate pleasure. Sitting, I've seen like people sitting and gossiping about other people, right? But they've got so much of things to do in their life. So the, what essentially you're doing is you're feeding your dark side. So every time when you say, what, I'll do it later, I'll watch another movie, I'll watch another episode, I'll go play cricket, I'll start from Monday, I'll start anything with that mindset, you're doing nothing but you're feeding this. I'll wake up, I'll wake up early from tomorrow, I'll wake up early from Monday, right? Even that, if you know that you want to wake up early, you have to wake up early. And if you know that you have to get your workout done, and if you're not doing it, that means you're nothing but you're feeding your devil. You're feeding your devil, and you're starving your good side. You're starving your God side. Okay, so what happens now? Okay, now today's a Monday, then now I really have to wake up and I have to do my stuff, but I'm finding it so much of difficult. Why? Because the baby's been starving, the infant has been starving. You put this on starving mode for so long, how will this possibly have an energy to get up and do things? It won't. But at the same time, if you can feed this and if you can starve this, you're going to have difficulty only in the first few days. I would even say, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 days. Okay, less than a week, you can starve this down. You can kill this. You can slay this down. Like, you can slay this. Okay, and then you can feed this. I'll tell you what, this takes some time to grow, but this, it doesn't really take any time. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, within a week, this can like propel. It can go big, like huge, and that's when you really have to get into the momentum. That's pretty dope. Like, if you take a look at it. Okay, so the key to success is action. The key to success in life is action. So success is very subjective. For an addict, a success is getting out of the addiction. Okay, for a person who's really stuck and suffering or struggling in their job, the success is either starting a business or getting a promotion or getting a new job. right? For a small baby girl, success may be a pencil or a box or stationery. So everybody's success is, it's subjective, but the thing is, action is what that's missing. So again, see, action, now I could be biased when I say action, right? I mean, it's not just randomly taking some action, not just shooting in the dark. You have to have that proficiency and all that. But for you to have the proficiency, for you to really know what you are doing, you need to start somewhere. Correct? You need to start shooting. Only then, okay, forget about in the dark or in the light, but you need to start shooting. Well, that was just an analogy, but you get the point. So people don't even start. And that's where the problem is. Now, I'm not here to tell, oh, you know what, take action, go and start. No, I'm here to give you the right mindset, a perspective for you to think from the right angle. So it like I'll give you a little trick as to how you can grow this, like grow your white side and kill your dark side. Killing, well, see, the thing is, I mean, I have been learning the personality, and I've been in this for a while, so I can say it, this is like an everyday thing. It's like an everyday work. If you have grown your dark side like so much, one day when you're stressed out, one day when you feel the pain, one day when you don't really feel like and nothing's going on your way, or like when you really feel messed up in your head, sometime the temptation will come. The devil will start talking to you. You know what, it's okay, let's do this once more. Especially when it comes to drugs, alcohol, um I don't know, like skip the workout, eat some crappy food. See, food is still okay to a certain extent, but missing a workout, that's not good. Going for doing a drugs is not good, things like that. So if this is really grown into your being, someday, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, sometime the temptation will come, but you need to resist, you need to fight it. So how do you grow sorry, how do you grow this white side, right? Like the bright side of yours. How do you really grow this? If you understand the trick for this, trust me, there's no requirement for time. You will lose the track of time, and you will be hard on with with your you will be action biased. Okay. So I look at it. So the thing is, I mean, the personality that I have is a very much addictive behavior, and that's a good thing, and it's a bless, but also it's a bad thing. It's a terrible curse. So I need to really watch my actions and watch my thing. So if I just say, you know what, I don't want to work out today, like I'm never going to work out. Like I'll start like tomorrow. When it comes tomorrow, you know what, I'll find an excuse. Anyway, it's a Thursday, so it's okay. I'll start from Monday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's 4 days of workout. It's just gone. Poof. Right? I'll start from Monday. So how do you really grow the white side? So every time when you take an action, right? Every time when you take an action, all you've got to see is, the first thing is, like, I want you to analyze how much that action is worth it. Like, what is the how do I say, what's the um, um how do I say, what is the difficulty of the task, that particular action? What is the difficulty, right? If the difficult the problem is, the difficult the action is, the better endorphins, the more the endorphins your system is going to produce. Endorphins is a happy hormone. Okay. So you finish your workout, what do you feel? Serotonin and endorphin. Okay. There was a serious problem. You solve it. You feel happy about it. What is that happiness? Endorphins. So you need to start looking at it, like you need to start getting addictive to that endorphin. So you need a hit. You need a hit. Again, you need a hit. So you will be looking for problems. You'll be looking for that task, that whatever the things that you will have to complete, and you will keep on looking at it. You will be looking for it. Like, you can never be so caught up, and you will never, you can be caught up, but you can never be like, I don't have anything else to do. That's a very, very bad space to be in. Okay. So I call it as an e-hit. It's endorphins hit. Like, every drug addict needs a hit, right? I mean, they look for another I don't know, another cigarette, another drug, another dose, another syringe, another snorting, another filling, whatever the thing is. So I call it as e hit. No, this is a positive addiction. This is a positive addiction, and you are looking for that happiness, the sense of accomplishment. So every time when you do this, when you do that, like you do this, and then I feel happy about it. Like I finished it. Right? So that's called as the e-hit. You should be looking for the e-hit. The more e-hit you do, and see, the e-hit is endorphins hit. Okay. So the difficult the task is, the higher the endorphins. The higher the endorphins, the better you feel, the happier you feel. Okay. And you keep doing this seriously, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every e hit you give, this keeps growing. Okay. When this keeps growing, this goes on eventually, but it's never zero and it's never negative. But if you're really strong, like if you're like a warrior, like if you're I don't know, like if you're the real alpha, you can get this to zero. That means these things, these patterns, these negative patterns are not appearing in your life again. Like it's not repeating in your life again. Okay. This keeps growing. You got to feed this one. You got to feed your ego. You got to feed your white side. Okay. So that's the e hit. So let's say that on day one, you finish your workout, you eat your clean food, and you're being nice to people. You are not judging anybody, and you work on your skill, you work on your career, you work on your whatever it is that is pending in your life. You got to just finish it, like one after the other, after the other, after the other. You're sprinting. You're sprinting. This is going. And the next morning when you wake up, you think about whatever things that you did yesterday, you feel good. Immediately you jump out of the bed. You just jump out of the bed. But the thing is, like, today you really didn't do anything. You didn't work out. You were feeling shittier for yourself. You've been thinking, overthinking, unnecessary thoughts, speaking to, I don't know, like people for like hours together and watching a movie. You really didn't do anything. You missed your workout. You were eating all crap today. And so this grew. And next morning when you woke up, and on top of that, if you've been drinking, next morning when you wake up, what's going to happen? You already had this. This is grown. This is grown into you. I don't feel like doing much today. See what I'm saying? So you need to stop this, and you need to keep hitting this. The more you do this, the more endorphins hit you get. And that becomes an addiction, like a positive addiction. And trust me, that's where you become literally unstoppable. Okay. So the thing is, what is stopping you, as in what is either stopping you or pausing you, are nothing but the distraction. So it's not just about taking a series of hits. It's not just about finishing a task like one after the other. It's not. Well, you can do that. Anybody can do that, and everyone are doing it. But at some point, there is something that comes in, distractions. Your friend might call you. You just want to open a social media. You want to go for another. I don't know. Like anything can happen. The distractions. Now, the thing is, the more if you keep like feeding your white side and you keep starving your black side, it's not like now this is starving. That means when this comes onto you, it comes so hard. You're getting it? So when the dark side unleashes its power, it's going to be so hard, and you don't want to give the room for that. Procrastination comes number one. I think hard drugs comes number one. Procrastination comes number two. Okay, it comes so hard. So that's why you need to like not just starve but kill it. You got to kill it. You need to take that out of your personality. So distractions will come in many forms, many shapes, it comes in many places. It'll come so smooth. What is distraction? The devil, the sweet, notorious, merciless devil. And the distractions can come from two sources. One, it is a natural occurrence, and there's something so paradoxical about this life or the world, and it just comes at you naturally. You will not even know it, and without even you realize, by the time you realize that you are already out of your momentum. You have been taking this e-hit for a week, like continuously, and feeding the bright side. You've been going in the momentum. You feel so good about your life. And then one distraction. I don't know, something just came up and here we are. That's a natural one. And sometimes you feel the manufactured. Manufactured is you're literally manufacturing the story in your head that it's okay, I want to take a chill pill. There's nothing wrong in taking a chill pill. There's nothing wrong in leisuring out. There's nothing wrong with, chilling out for a while. But the thing is that chilling out, you should consume the chill out. The chill out should not consume you. And sometimes you get dragged by the bad habits. You get dragged. You just get dragged and you just get dominated by the bad habit. And that's where you feel like really like you feel powerless. Sometimes you have this personal responsibilities, and that's natural. You have the personal responsibilities, and everybody has the personal responsibilities, and you got to stick with it. And that's natural. That's okay. But the problem is, what if you're a person who says yes to everything and everybody, trying to please everyone? So even if you're not, like, if your bad habits or if your negative habits are not coming in your way, you keep saying yes to everything and everybody. What's the whole point? Right? So saying yes to everyone, that's huge. And people don't even realize, like, okay, you're coming for lunch, yeah, I'll come for lunch. Can you do this for me? Oh yeah, I'll do that. Can you do this for me? Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. like like you need to get your priorities set. Like, if you don't have your priorities set, and if you're prioritizing other things, like, how is your life is going to go ahead? I'm not asking you to be a selfish person. I'm not. But the thing is, like, you need to start prioritizing what is really important. And if you think that there are certain things that are broken in your life, and if you're not really doing that and paying a lot of attention to other things and other people, I think you already know the answer. I think you already know the answer, right? So this one person whom I know, and he is being like, he's applying for leave, and he takes off from his work to do other people's work. Like, oh, it's just help, it's just help. Like, dude, like, your life is broken. Your life is broken, and you got to focus so much on your stuff, and you're not focusing that, and you're just going and helping people. Like, I'm not saying that don't help people. You've got to help people. When your stomach is full, you can start feeding people. When your stomach is full, then think about feeding people. Okay. So don't have these manufactured, like, some sense of guilt. Like, you manufacture these stories in your mind and just say, okay, you know what, I want to do this. The moment you think about it, your task is pending, your things are pending. All right. Or you are in your task, you are getting into your project, you are starting to do something, and you're perfect, like, it's all set, I want to do it now. I'll tell you, just your hands will, like, it'll just go to the Chrome browser, it'll just go look for your phone. You're trying to tie it back, but it's just going, reaching for your phone, and then it'll open just to check the message, just to see the notification, just to see the it'll force you to open check your phone. It'll force you to open the Chrome browser. It'll just go. These are manufactured by your mind. So I want you to really get a good perspective on the thing that we're going to talk right now. Okay. So this is your time. And you know it by now because you have, I believe that you have actually downloaded your life calendar, right? So you have barely few weekends left in your life, right? Just think about that. And this is every day. And this is like every day, okay? 24 hours. So when you look around the people, like whoever you see, their life is surrounded in directions. Okay. So you have like 8. So 8 divided by 24. I'm just giving you some I don't know, random calculation, right? Few hours. This will go for social media. This will go for some Netflix. This will go to some friends. This will go to some alcohol. This will go to some walking. This will go to some eating, and this will go to some, I don't know, some work. You obviously got to do your work, do your job, and this will thinking, just doing nothing but just thinking, and like you see how scattered are, right? So, and if a person who is spending time like this, okay, even if he's spending like, okay, there's one job, there's another job, and there's one friend, and there's like, even if it is productive, I'll tell you what, if a person is spending times like this, every 24 hours is spent like this, he's still not going to get anywhere. And I can guarantee on that, like 100%, he's not going to get anywhere. And the life is always going to be broken. Want to know why? Because think about it. Let's say this is 1 inch. Okay. So you give your time, certain specific time to this particular area, and you move 1 inch. Okay. And then this is another area that you spend your time on. These are not your time, these are your effort. These are your concentrated effort, right? And this is going towards one direction, one area, one particular area, either be it for you, be it for Netflix, be it you're sitting and glorifying the celebrities. That's what most people do, right? I'm not saying that you would, but if you are, think about it. And like that's particular time that's going in that direction. And now social media, motivational video, YouTube videos, right? The specific time that's going, and then doing some work, like it's there, and you are trying something else out, it's going there. You're trying something else out. You're trying something else out, right? So 1 inch, 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 8 inches, 8 inches in 8 different directions, 24 hours, boom, right? So just imagine people who are living their life, the entire life like this. What's going to happen? What exactly is going to happen? Is this a concentrated effort? Do you know the light? Do you know the light? I mean, if you're watching if you're in your room, if you, I'm sure you must be in your room. So if that's the case, I want you to turn the light on. Whatever the light that you have in your room, just turn it on, and then see, you see the light, and the light is flashing now. The moment you turn on the switch, the light is flashing, and the light is going everywhere. Does that light have any power? Yeah, you can see it, but that's it. You can see it, but that's it. Okay. So you're progressing just 1 inch on all of these directions, right? So there are 8 inches. I'm just giving you a hypothesis. So 8 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll tell you what's the difference between a successful person. Again, success is very subjective, whatever success means to you. Okay. A successful person and an unsuccessful person. So an unsuccessful person spend the time like this. Okay. Successful person, that particular individual, he takes really good care of this, because once this red circle is slipped away from your hands, it's gone forever, and he's never going to get it back, like ever. So what does a person do? He spends that 24 hours in 3 directions. If that person is wise, then he's going to spend it in 3 directions. Well, now this is subjective, but I'll tell you what. Okay. I'll tell you why 3 direction. I'm telling you, he's supposed to. He's supposed to spend in 3 directions. Now I have a strong reason to back this up. So when this time is spent or scattered, not scattered, but yeah, spent in these 3 directions, right? That there is a high chance that the person will be like happy within and healthy. What are they? The first one is the craft. He's got to spend some time on his craft. Like you need to have a craft, you need to have a skill. Okay. Now, if you're working for a company, good. Whatever you're doing, you're spending at least 8 to 10 hours per day in that company. So this is one mistake that I did. Like whatever the work that I was doing in the company, it was very, very like extremely low value. And the moment if I get out of the company, that skill that I have it's useless, it's worthless. So technically speaking, I didn't have any craft. But it's good that I pursued my fitness as a passion because that was serving me, that was providing me the food. So I was good in that, but I didn't know that's what I was going to do. Anyway, for you, you need to have a craft. So let's say that you are a coder. Now, even if you just, it's not applicable only for one company, it's applicable for, like, you can use that talent, that's a skill. So one thing is like, it's good that you're working in a company and then you're working your craft. That means you're polishing your craft, which is good. Okay. Now, whatever the skill that you have at your work, if it is not going to be used by any other company, or if you can't really use it in the real world by anybody else, then you will need to pick one craft and start having an authority over there. It's going to take some time, but that's okay. It's okay than 10 years of spending like this and suffering. Okay. So pick one craft and you got to be on it. So that's a skill building. You have an entire chapter on that. Okay. Craft. You got to spend some time to craft, like polish and hone down on your craft. You've got to do this. When you do this, when you work on this, you're going to be happy and you are going to be healthy. Yes, you are going to be healthy. I said that. You're going to be healthy when you work on this, when you really craft your skill, when you really hone down on that, you're going to be healthy. And then comes your health. Obviously, if you're spending your time, let's say 1 hour on your cooking healthy food and, working out, let's say 45 minutes to 1 hour every day on your health, well, you're going to be healthy. You're not going to have bad cholesterol. You're going to have your heart and liver conditions are like good. And if you've been running, then your lung capacity is good, and these things are going to keep you healthy. Okay. So it's very simple. Like, you spend your time on your craft. This is going to provide you the food. If you spend your time on your health, this is going to keep you healthy. Healthy meaning happy. And if you're going to spend your time and effort on your family to keep the family in shape, then this is going to be with you. So why not friends? Why not leisure? Why not? Yes, you can. But I'm not factoring that over here because that should be like the least or the last part of your priority. Is that important? Well, maybe. Okay. That's not important. That's not necessary for your survival. If you just sit on a couch and just, I don't know, just sit and chill for a minute, that's good. Not for a minute, but if you can just chill, that's cool. But where do you need to put your effort in? Not in negative thinking, overthinking, gossiping, and talking about other people, and watching news and spreading out good morning message on WhatsApp. And that's not where effort. Your effort should be concentrated on these three areas. You need to spend high quality time on your family. You need to refine your craft, and you need to work on your health. These are your efforts. These are your high priority. Sleep will come in health. Cooking food will come in health. Spending time with your family, taking them out, leisure time, family. Okay. You already have a job. Good. Are you going to take that as your craft for the rest of your life? Then good. Work on it. Hone it. It's not about being relevant in the market. It's about dominating the market. It's having an authority in the market. Okay. So the job that I was doing in the corporate, after 3 years, it was automated. Like after 3 years, it was automated. So you don't want to pick up jobs like that. Okay. So you want to hone down on your craft. Like, you really need to understand what exactly you want to do. You need to have that clarity. If you don't have that clarity, then work on the clarity, work on that. Like, you really need to define your goal. If you do not have a goal, trust me, you're going to be like a dead fish going with the flow. You're not a dead fish. You're not. Get that perspective. Start thinking 15 years, 20 years from now. Start having that long-term thinking. Today, what do I do? Today, how can I get another job with a better pay? That's what most people are thinking. Like, today, what are you learning? Will that learning help you in 15 years, 20 years? There are certain things will never change. Technology will always keep coming. So look at the technology, right? I mean, I'm just giving you perspective, but you get the point, right? This is your ultimate priority, and that's it. Work on your craft. This is going to keep you from being poor. This is going to keep you healthy and happy, and this is going to be with you. You getting it? These are like the sustained, concentrated effort on a everyday life. If you don't have a craft, my friend, you are going to lose your sleep. If you are or your family member is not healthy, you're going to lose your sleep. Trust me. Okay. Well, losing your sleep is just a metaphor, but you get the point. And if you do not have a family, then again, like you're going to lose, like, what's the whole point? What's the whole point of doing whatever you're doing if you don't have a family? Right? So this is your effort. That's it. That's it. This will make you healthy and happy. Okay. If you do not put in the sustained effort, if you do not, one day will come where you will lose this or this or this. And you don't want that. You don't want that. It's just the human nature. I have seen a lot of people. I'm sure that you have also seen a lot of people who do not have the craft or do not have the skill. There's no talent in them. Confidence will automatically go down. They're not really making any money. They're not really doing good in their life because there's no skill in them. Or poor habits, health is gone. They have a big tummy and confidence is gone. And probably there's no women or there's no men. I don't know. Like, think about it. Okay. So your time will have to have that sustained concentration on all these three areas. These are your high priority on an everyday basis. Okay. 6 to 8 hours of sleep, good food, love, a lot of love, and spend majority of your time on your craft. You will be the best. Okay. So that's the perspective. That's the perspective that I want you to get it, because your time is limited, and whatever the time that you have, this is all you have that you can grow on these. You got to grow here, you got to maintain this, and you got to maintain this. These two, maintenance. This is growth. Okay. So the more the difficult task that you do, the more difficult task that you do, the more difficult task that you do, you're going to be happy. Again, think about the E hit. Okay. Endorphins hit. So now I want to talk to you about the Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law is, well, this was a person, Parkinson's, I don't know what his name was, but he's written a book, a couple of books actually. In that, he says that work expands, like, let me read that out for you. Parkinson's law is the adage that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. It simply means that when you give yourself some time to do a task, your mind will automatically program itself in such a way that, okay, that's the time that I have to complete this task. Okay. Let's say that, okay, so if I have to tell you that you got to take your shower and you got to, wear, like, really dress up because we're going out in the next 15 minutes. Within the 15 minutes, you will take a shower and you will dress up and you will doll up within the next 15 minutes if you go now. Okay. At the same time, if this is a morning, like 10 o'clock, and I'm telling you, okay, evening 7 o'clock, we're going to this place, and I want you to be ready. Then you will do that. So you got 30 days to clean your house. You got 30 days to finish your project. You got 30 days to, you got, I don't know, whatever the deadline is, right? You will do that because that's a deadline. That's a timeline that you give yourself, and your brain will start, fixing the time for that particular deadline, and then spreads the work accordingly. So Parkinson's law is real, and this is one of the things that I got this from Elon Musk. So he says, what can you accomplish in the next 10 years? What are the things that you want to accomplish in the next 10 years? And now write it down very clearly and then say, how can I accomplish that in the next 6 months? And then you have to lock yourself down, like in a room, like completely, completely disconnected and isolated from everything and everybody else, and do it. You will do it. Come what may, I gotta get this done in the next 6 minutes. 6 months. Yes, you will lose a lot of your friends, you will lose a lot of people, and you will lose a lot of health. Yes, but is it doable? 100%. So I know there's another quote, that's closing quote, that's missing, but you get the point, right? Work expands so as to fill the time that's available for its completion. So this plays huge in the time management when it comes to assigning that particular time for a task. You got to have that, okay, this is the task that I want to accomplish. So this is what I gotta. When you really understand this one, you're going to be dangerous. Like, you're going to literally operate from a next level that people are going to be raising their eyebrows. Like, what the hell? Like, what is this? Okay, so this is powerful. So every time when you sit down for a task, when you want to sit down for completion, just look at the completion deadline, the completion time, and then analyze and just see if I can reduce that to half or quarter or whatever. Okay, so this is real. This is super, super real. Okay, so now I really want to talk about the muscle. Well, it's not the physical muscle that I want to talk about, but although that's going to be like a platform for me to give you an idea. So when you work, let's say that, okay, you're going to the gym and you're doing a bicep curl. Okay, so any curl, anything, not curl but anything. So when you're doing it, when you're performing an exercise, especially a compound movement, that got two movements. So when you start at one place and you start from A, you go to B, there is a movement, and from B you come back to A. That's another movement. That completes one repetition. That's one rep. Okay, so you keep on performing that rep over and over again. Like, you start over here, and then you go one, and then you do two, and then three, and then four, and then five, and then six. From here, depending on the weight and depending on your strength and depending on the intensity, that the time that you take to perform each rep, like if it is slow, then the intensity will be more. If it is fast, then the intensity will be less. Like from five and then six, from here on, right, the pain will go more, like over here and then here. And there are some people who push this to 11 and 12 and then 13. You getting it? So this is just a normal workout that I'm talking about. So when you do this, what happens? Like, yes, of course, there's a pain, but when you do this for like a week, when you do this for a month, when you do this for a year, what happens? That muscle, it just grows. Yes. So will this pain eventually come down from 7? The pain will, when you're starting off, it will start paining at 3. The muscle will really start paining at 3. Within a year, maybe you will start feeling the pain from here, from 8. Within 2 years, you will start feeling the pain from 12. What is happening over here? You're building strength. And that's why you're not feeling the pain over here. You're not feeling the weight heavy. You're not feeling the weight heavy here also. You're not feeling the weight heavy here also. 11 and then 12. Yeah, those are some breed. Those are some breed of people. Okay. So when you do this, when you keep on doing this over and over again for a very, very long period of time, what happens? Your muscle is getting stronger. It's working against the resistance, right? You're working against the gravity. So your muscle gets strengthened. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. Okay. If you're going to build the muscle in your head, so playing the offense mode is, remember we spoke about defense. You're waiting for things to happen and then you react to it. That's what most people do. Now you're playing on the offense mode. When you're playing offense, that means you're doing things. You are doing it. You are doing one after the other. No procrastination. No, like you wake up and you do things. What things? This one. You're going heavy on the craft. You're going heavy on the health. You're going heavy on the family. These are your sustained, concentrated period of effort. Like you're going full on. You're not waiting for things to happen. You're not like waiting to lose your job so that you can look for another job. You're not waiting to get obese so that you can start working out. You're not waiting for things to happen in your family so that you can start working on your family's relationship. You're getting it? So you are making things happen. You're making things happen so that you can maintain this. You can grow here. You can get better in all these areas. You're getting it? So the more you keep working on it, okay, the more you keep working on it, this muscle gets stronger. What muscle are we talking about? The more you put in the work, the work is not going to come like that. The work has to start from somewhere. Where does it start? It starts as a thought. That means your brain. The it starts as a thought, and then you keep going on and on and on and on and on for a long time. What happens? Your pain tolerance goes higher. So today, let's say that if you can sit in your laptop for like 4 hours without getting up, after 2 3 hours, you will start feeling that pain. Your head hurts, your brain hurts. Yeah. But when you do that for over a week, for 2 weeks, imagine, yes, your skill is getting better, but also your pain tolerance is going higher, right? Just imagine if you are watching social media for like two hours, and then you are having a drink, and then after that you're going to have a party, and again you're drinking, then you come back, and then next day you sit for work, half an hour, you'll be like, oh my God, what's happening? I can't sit, right? So when you have the higher pain tolerance, you are eventually building the muscle. What is a muscle? Your brain. This is a muscle. The more endorphin hits you keep taking, the muscle gets stronger. This also strengthens the character, because now you are not just a starter, and you're definitely not a quitter, but you are a person who finish things in life. What you start, finish what you have started. You are finishing what you started. And this eventually shapes your life. So your life is a byproduct of your action. Whether it's a full action, it's a half-ass action, whether if it's like initiation, doesn't really matter. This is like a pure reflection. You're getting it? Now you have a better understanding about time. Okay. So be like, what's going on? I mean, I wanted give me some tips and tricks and tools that I can manage my time. Now, when you understand this, when you understand time on such a deeper level, then you will start viewing time from a different angle. Okay. So look for high pain tolerance, and this will help you build better character, that the depth will be so high in you. And there are very few people who can see that. There are a lot of people who are starting and there is no depth in them. There's no depth in them. They're just on the surface. If you see, let's say that there's a movie, okay, they're putting in so much of effort in that movie. If I have to say, okay, let's say Batman, right? Batman, the movies, Christopher Nolan has directed the Batman, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, and another one. I don't know which one is it. So he literally set the standard. Now, forget about the standard. Forget about, if I talk about movies, I keep talking about it. Anyway, coming to the subject, the way that movie was directed, there was no green screen. There was no like heavy graphics, and no, Nolan doesn't like to work on the green screen, and he's not a person who is into that. So there is so much of depth when it comes to Nolan's work. But at the same time, if you see other movies, other Batman movies, they're like half of, probably all of it is like, it's just behind the green screen. It's just behind the green screen. That means it's pretty much whatever you see, it's just VFX, like visual effects. So that's what I'm saying. So if there is a task, and if you really put your heart into it to finish that thing, right, the output will be so much better. The output, yes, this is going to take some time, but the output will be so much better. And you are eventually going to increase your pain tolerance. That means your every second that you spend in all of these three areas, it's going to have so much quality. You're not half-assing anything. You're not just doing it for the sake of doing. Okay, I have to spend some time over here, I have to spend some time over here. No, it's not that. It's not that you go to the gym and you work on it. It is about the intensity that you work on it. It is about the things that you're learning. It is about the failure that you are taking, and it's about the learning that is happening in that failure. Are you getting it? That's what I'm talking about. It's not just about spending the time over here, but the intensity. The more intense the task is, the higher painful that is, the more painful that is. And the more pain that you go through on an everyday basis, mentally and physically, sometimes, yes, your brain hurts, but you know what? That hurt is actually good. It's actually good because it is making so much of neural connections in your mind, in your brain. Okay. So this is like super important. And this is, I mean, I don't know, just came out. It just came out. So I want you to start operating your life in the final reps. What do I mean by that? In your final reps, just imagine when you get high on the E hit. I told you about endorphins hit, right? So where do you get the endorphins hit? The difficult the task is, the happier you are. So the pain will actually start. So if you're going to start like whatever the task that you have in hand, let's say there are like 5 tasks that you have to do, and you go to start from here, and then when you reach here, okay, you know what, I'm getting distracted, I want to check my Facebook, I want to check my YouTube. Okay, so it's like half an hour. So again, you do it tomorrow, again you practice tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So by first week, you are giving up only by here on 5. That means your pain begins from here. You know what? Now I want to take a rest. Now I want to check my Facebook. Now I want to, but the intensity is going higher and higher and higher. So when you reach this mark, and when you're operating your life from here, you're taking massive, violent action over here, right? And he just like, it's not here, but eventually you start from here, but you keep progressing. You're not stopping anywhere. You just keep going like that. And then you stop only over here because your brain hurts so much. Okay. So when you operate, you need to start operating your life like in the final reps, like 8, 9, 10, always. Like try doing that. Trust me, there is no time. There is no, like, literally, there's no time for you to feel sad and think about crap. You don't have the time. You will be dancing with harmony. Your character will literally dance, like literally dance. Okay. You'll feel happy. People around you will feel happy. Like there's so much of happiness going on. Like you put in so much of work, and then you will start getting into the flow state. You will start operating life on the offense mode. That's called as offense mode, the final reps. Always go to that pain tolerance. This will be a much better utilization of the time. Okay. So when you are operating like that, right? And that's when this hits you. It comes at you so hard. You're trying to do something, you're trying to build the momentum, you're trying to build so much with such an intensity and sincerity, and you put your heart and you're just trying to grow somewhere, right? And then the devil comes at you so hard. But this is where your real character is tested. This is where, how are you really going to spend your time? How are you going to spend your time? Are you going to feed the devil? Are you going to procrastinate? Are you going to decide? Are you going to be indecisive? Like, I'll decide later. Are you going to eat the junk food? See, junk food is like, I'm just including that. But it's not like of major effect. Like you can have your junk food maybe once in a week, twice in a week, thrice in a week. If you're not really into this diet thing, that's okay. But 80-90% of your time, you should be on a clean food. Okay. Anyway, that's why I'm including the junk food. But anything, cigarette, like take one cigarette, it's okay. It's been a while. Have another drink. Have one drink. One drink is not going to kill you. Just go have one drink. Right? If you have a drinking problem, and you know that you have a drinking problem, and you still go and drink, now that's a problem. And that's when devil comes in. There's a momentum that's been built over here. You're living it on the final reps. You're living it on the offense so hard. You're going your life. You're so hard. You're riding it, and then the devil comes and hits you. Devil comes in many forms. Your long last friend is coming from America. Let's say, okay, you know what? Come for a party, right? Or I don't know. You just like anything. It can come in any form, like distraction. How will it come? Manufactured or natural? Life will throw distractions at you. Life will come and seduce you with all the unwanted distractions, noise. Just you gotta cancel. So what is the solution? How can you start traveling in this? I know it's the black and white is like it's hitting you, but how can you go into that? When you keep going into that, you feel like all doors are closed. When you're trying out, that's not working. You're trying out, this is not working. You're trying out, that's not working. My life is stuck. My hands are tied. I just don't know what to do. So what do I do? I don't know. I just want to hide away from everything. I want to lay on the bed. I want to watch some series and probably eat some crap. And then, I don't know, feel shitty about it. But that's what I want to do. At some point, most of you have felt that. I feel like all doors are closed. I don't have a choice. I don't have a way to go, be it in your career, be it in your relationship. I don't know, maybe doctors would have given you bad news. Like, what do you do? Like, I don't know what to do, right? Like, what do I do? But you know the task that you must take, but still the devil is coming at you so hard and it's just locking all of your doors. Like, you know what, forget about all that. And then the old habits will keep, it just pulls you back down. It just pulls you back down. Environment, be it friends, be it temptation, be it, I don't know, we all have a lot of addictions. We all have the dark side, right? Some of us, it's like food, drugs, sex, porn, alcohol, cigarettes, overthinking, negative thinking, procrastination, indecisiveness. Well, so much of things. And you feel like all doors are closed. You know what? I mean, I don't have a way to go. Like, this is it. My life is a curse. And that's it. And the moment you have that in your mind, the moment you get that in your mind, the moment you have that kind of thought, my friend, I'll tell you what happens. You are going to feel that. You're going to feel that you're shackled. I'm trying so hard. I tried so hard and I started living my life on that momentum. I built my momentum and now again, it just pulled me back. And I'm just back again where I just started, and that's why I just, put this, your devil, the dark side, this is my quote, will grow into your behavior and shackle you, right? This paralyzing effect in your mind is the cause of your lower reflexive cycle, lower self-reflexive cycle. So you try something, you go there, you build the momentum, and some things keep hitting you, and then you come back down all the way. Again, you try it, again, you do it, again, you come back to it. Again, you do through it, again, you come back. Like that's lowest self-reflexive cycle. So how do you get away from this? How do you not even get back to your bad habits? How do you do this? How do you just stick on with your momentum, with whatever the thing that you're doing, whatever the thing that you have started? I want to just go like that. And then, so how do you do that? I mean, the solution that I have, and that's worked for me, right? It's simple. It's very simple. You got to be in the zone. You've got to be in the zone. So don't, if you're having any heart condition, maybe this image might not be apt for you. But yeah, in case if you're okay to take it, just you can take it. So what's the solution? How can we solve this problem of going up and again coming back, going up and coming back down again? We can solve this by turning on the switch in your brain. All you've got to do is take care of your internal dialogue. And then you have to tear out the heart of everyday's task. There is no mercy. There's no time to feel sorry. There is no time to feel sad. Like, I don't have no time. Like, like I don't have time for anything. I gotta get my shit together. And only after that, I have time for anything else. Like, I'm going to put on my blinders and I'm going to go all in, regardless of what obstacle comes in, regardless of how much the devil is begging and crying to get back, make me get back. I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to do that. Right. So this should be your attitude. Every the moment you wake up in the morning, this must be your attitude. So you can take your best leverage on the time, the best leverage on your time. If you don't know what the real meaning of leverage is, that's the golden word that I can give you. You want to Google that. You want to really study about the leverage. Okay. So why do I want to, like, why so much of violence? Why, you might question, right? So I'll tell you what, life is hard for everyone. And if you are not harder than your life, then it will beat you. It will beat you and it will put you in the paralyzed uh, position. Like, it just keeps you paralyzed. It'll keep you shackled and it'll keep you paralyzed in that lower self-reflexive cycle. It's going to keep you there. That's how the obstacles are always going to be there. The lion is not going to be there saying that, you know what, I'm already hungry. I don't have any energy to go and hunt. I think it's raining. I don't feel like going and hunting. Nothing. There is nothing. I gotta feed. And that's it. So no matter what happens, no matter what obstacle happens, I'm going to take the best leverage of my time and I'm going to do whatever I set out to achieve today. And that's it. End of story. So in between that, there is no catch up, there is no chill out, there is no phone call, there's no messages, there's no email checking, there's no social media, there's no YouTube, there's no nothing. Like nothing. You've got food, you've got nature's call, and you've got your task. If you can turn around your life, you can turn your life around these, your life will start moving. It will start moving. It will start moving. Like, okay? Because see, the effects are bad. If you don't have this attitude, you didn't have this attitude, and that's why your life is wherever it is right now. And I'm not judging you. I'm definitely not judging you. Please don't think that I am. And I'm not blaming you for whatever it is, because we all have gone through. We all are like going through some things. Like at some point, at least we have experienced all of this and any of this. So if you don't stand up, and if you're not really stronger than than your life, then it will beat you down and it'll keep you there. And you don't want that. And that's why I'm saying that the problem as in like your habits not taking action. If you're fat, that's a problem. If you have relationship problem, that's a problem. If you are single, that's a problem. If you are obese, that's a problem. If you're broke, that's a problem. And instead of working on all of this, and if you are just scrolling your time on your YouTube, that is a huge problem. And when you really start to work on the things that really matters, when you start to work on it, when you gain the momentum, that's when the devil comes and hits you. It hits you hard. It'll pull you back. You don't want to do that. You don't want to give into that. And that's why you need to have this mindset. Okay. So this video, like I said, it's all about the mindset. So why do you want to be like this? Why do you want to be so hard? I'll tell you what, the effects, the problem of not taking action, the problem of not doing things, the problem of not moving, I don't know, like the coins in the needle in your life. It's the problem of not moving in, right? Think about it. The higher stress level. If you don't take action, the stress level goes more. Anxiety, you feel bad about yourself. And you do that for a long time, the depression keeps creeping on you, right? You must have missed so much of opportunities in your life. I have missed, like for over 12 years, I have missed so many opportunities in my life, like golden opportunities. Like literally golden. I mean, not literally, but golden opportunities, right? And have, if you're having that procrastination, especially, right, procrastination, now the habit of changing plans at the last minute, at the last moment, you'll start changing your plans, you will start thinking of different things, and those things will happen. And see, your people who are dependent on you, people who are associated with you, your friends, your colleagues, I mean, especially your girlfriend or your wife, will start losing respect on you, because, like, what kind of a person are you? Like, you're sitting there, you're not doing any action. At the end of the day, like, you're just changing plans according to your thing, right? People will stop depending on you, people will stop relying on you, they'll stop believing you. And when things that when shit like that happens, I mean, you will literally feel, oh my god, like, the confidence is just going down, like, I'm not able to deal with this. And then there's low self-esteem, there's like so much of self-doubt that is coming in. And this is simply because of your habits, and this is simply because of procrastination, being indecisive, and literally halts your life. It literally halts your life, it pauses your life. But unfortunately, that pause is not applicable for only one thing: time. The time is never paused, the time keeps going, you're still getting older, right? And you don't want to have the bad reputation because of your habits. And if it is affecting only you, that's a problem. But if it's affecting people around you, then that's a real problem, and you don't want that. And I want you to have this approach of every morning when you wake up, you've got to be the person who goes and hunts, and you got to kill, like, regardless of what, how heavy the task is, you got to kill. You got to kill the task. Okay. So in the coming videos, I'll be talking about the strategies that you can use, like, the effective ones that has really worked for me. I'm going to give you that, and you can don't implement all of it, like, you can implement a little bit. Okay. So thank you so much for learning, and make sure that you have this approach, like, from tomorrow, the moment you wake up, you're being busy with your things, and not, don't allocate your time for your thinking, first of all. And then see how you can best leverage your time, and it has to be directed in one particular direction. And you know the direction, right? Your health, your skill, and the relationships. Cool. Once again, thank you so much for learning. I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.